Growing a peach tree from a seed is a rewarding process that requires specific steps for success. This guide aims to provide gardeners, whether novices or experienced, with a clear understanding of how to nurture a peach seed into a flourishing tree. The process, from extracting the seed from the fruit to the eventual planting and long-term care, is a delightful venture for anyone interested in expanding their gardening skills. Along the way, tips and tricks based on extensive gardening experience will be shared to help ensure that the peach tree not only grows but thrives. Get ready to embark on this gardening adventure and bring the sweet reward of peaches a little closer to home. In the initial phase of planting a peach seed, the key lies in properly extracting and preparing the seed. The process begins with selecting a ripe peach, as the seed inside a fully matured fruit is more likely to germinate successfully. Carefully cut open the peach, avoiding damaging the hard pit inside. Once the pit is extracted, it's important to remove any remaining fruit flesh, as it can promote mold growth during germination. Gently wash the pit and let it dry for a few days in a warm, airy location, but not in direct sunlight. Peach seeds require a process called stratification to germinate. This process involves mimicking the natural conditions seeds would experience over winter. Stratification can be done by placing the dry peach pit in a refrigerator. Before refrigerating, place the pit in a sealed bag with slightly moistened soil or a damp paper towel. The moisture is crucial as it prevents the seed from drying out completely. Store the bag in the refrigerator, ideally between 34 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit. This chilling period should last for about 2 to 3 months and is essential for breaking the seed's dormancy, prompting germination in the spring. During the stratification period, it's important to check on the seed occasionally. Look for any signs of mold or rot and ensure that the medium around the seed remains slightly moist. If there are signs of mold, clean the pit and replace the moist medium. After the stratification period is complete, the seed is ready for planting. This step is typically done in late winter or early spring, aligning with the seed's natural cycle to sprout after experiencing cold winter conditions. This first section is crucial as it lays the foundation for a successful peach tree. Proper extraction, cleaning, and stratification of the peach seed are the initial steps that set the stage for the growth of a new plant. Patience and attention to detail during this phase are essential for the peach seed to embark on its journey from a dormant state to a sprouting seedling. After the stratification process, the peach seed is ready to be planted, marking the beginning of its journey to become a tree. The planting phase is crucial and should be approached with care to ensure the best start for the seedling. Choose a pot or an outdoor location that will provide the seed with the ideal growing conditions. If starting the seed indoors, select a pot that's large enough to accommodate growth for the first few months, with good drainage to prevent water accumulation. For outdoor planting, choose a sunny spot in the garden where the plant will be protected from strong winds and where the soil drains well. The soil used for planting the peach seed should be rich and well draining. A mixture of potting soil, compost, and sand is a good combination to provide the necessary nutrients and drainage. If planting directly in the garden, amend the soil as needed to improve its quality and drainage capabilities. Plant the seed about 3 to 4 inches deep in the soil. If planting multiple seeds, space them at least a couple of feet apart to give each seedling enough space to grow. After placing the seed in the hole, gently cover it with soil and water it thoroughly. This initial watering is vital to settle the soil around the seed and provide the necessary moisture for germination. The peach seed requires consistent moisture to germinate and grow, but be careful not to overwater, as this can lead to root rot. Water the soil whenever it feels dry, an inch below the surface. A balanced approach to watering is key during this stage. If planting indoors, place the pot in a location where the seed will receive plenty of indirect sunlight. A south-facing window is often a good choice. The seed needs warmth and light to germinate and grow, so maintaining a consistent temperature around 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit is ideal. Patience is crucial during the germination phase. It can take several weeks or even a few months for the peach seed to sprout. Keep providing consistent care, and eventually the seed will germinate, and a small sprout will emerge from the soil. Moving on to the care of the germinating peach seed, attention to detail is crucial for its successful development into a healthy seedling. Once the stratification period is over and the peach seed is ready for planting, the focus shifts to providing the optimal growing conditions. Choose a pot with good drainage to plant the seed, as proper water management is key to preventing root rot. Fill the pot with a well-draining soil mix, typically a blend that includes garden soil, compost, and sand or perlite to improve aeration and drainage. Plant the seed about 2 to 3 inches deep in the soil, ensuring that it's covered but not buried too deeply. Place the pot in a warm area with plenty of indirect sunlight. While direct sunlight is beneficial for peach trees, excessive direct light can be harsh on a young seedling. The ideal location should offer a balance of light and warmth to encourage growth without exposing the seedling to extreme conditions. Watering the germinating seed correctly is vital. The soil should be kept consistently moist but not waterlogged. Overwatering can be as harmful as underwatering, so it's important to strike the right balance. A general rule of thumb is to water when the top inch of the soil feels dry to the touch. This ensures the seedling receives enough moisture without oversaturating the soil. As the seedling starts to grow, monitor its progress and watch for any signs of distress, such as yellowing leaves or stunted growth. These can be indicators of poor soil conditions, inadequate watering, or insufficient light. Adjusting the care routine to address these issues early can help prevent more serious problems as the plant matures. Another important factor during this stage is protecting the young plant from pests and diseases. Regularly inspect the seedling for any signs of insect damage or fungal growth. Early detection and treatment are key to managing these issues effectively. During the germination phase, patience continues to be a gardener's greatest virtue. It can take several weeks or even months for the seed to sprout and develop into a seedling. This period of waiting and watching is a testament to the wonders of nature and the rewarding process of gardening. As the peach seedling matures and outgrows its initial pot, it's time to think about transplanting and providing the appropriate care for this young tree. Transplanting is a critical stage, as it sets the foundation for the tree's future growth and fruit production. When the seedling reaches about 6 to 8 inches in height and appears strong enough, it's ready for transplanting. If planting outdoors, select a location that receives full sunlight, as peach trees thrive in sun-rich environments. Ensure the chosen spot has well-draining soil and is protected from harsh winds. If you live in a cooler climate, consider a south-facing location that receives maximum sunlight and warmth. Before transplanting, prepare the soil in the planting area. Peach trees prefer slightly acidic to neutral soil with a pH of 6.0 to 7.0. Amend the soil with compost or well-rotted manure to improve fertility. It's also beneficial to add some organic matter to help with moisture retention and aeration. Dig a hole large enough to accommodate the seedling's root system without crowding it. Carefully remove the seedling from its current pot, being mindful not to disturb the roots. Place the seedling in the hole, filling in with the soil and gently packing around the base to eliminate air pockets. Water the newly transplanted seedling thoroughly to help establish it in its new location. After transplanting, regular watering is crucial, especially during the first few growing seasons as the tree establishes itself. The soil should be kept consistently moist but not waterlogged. Mulching around the base of the tree can help retain moisture and suppress weeds. Fertilizing the peach tree is also important for its growth and health. A balanced, slow-release fertilizer applied in the spring can promote vigorous growth. However, be careful not to over-fertilize, as this can lead to excessive foliage at the expense of fruit production. Pruning is another key aspect of peach tree care. Pruning helps shape the tree, encourages healthy growth, and improves fruit quality. In the early years, focus on developing a strong, well-structured framework. Remove any dead, damaged, or diseased branches, and thin out crowded areas to improve air circulation. Protecting the young peach tree from pests and diseases is essential. Regularly inspect the tree for signs of infestation or infection. Common peach tree pests include aphids, borers, and mites, while diseases like leaf curl and brown rot can affect its health. Transplanting and early care set the stage for a strong, productive peach tree. Through diligent care, including proper watering, fertilizing, pruning, and pest management, the young tree will develop into a robust plant capable of producing delicious peaches in the years to come. This stage of growth is where a gardener's efforts begin to truly flourish, marking an exciting phase in the journey of growing a peach tree from a seed. In the long-term care of a peach tree, consistent attention and proper management are key to ensuring the tree's health and maximizing its fruit production. As the tree grows and matures, the focus shifts to regular maintenance practices that support its development. Pruning is a critical component of peach tree care. It's not just about shaping the tree, It's about optimizing its health and fruit yield. Prune annually, ideally during a late winter or early spring before the new growth starts. The goal is to open up the tree's canopy to sunlight and air circulation, which helps reduce disease risk and improves fruit quality. Remove any dead, diseased, or crossing branches and thin out the interior to prevent overcrowding. As the tree matures, focus on maintaining its structure and removing older wood to encourage new, fruitful growth. Fertilization should be approached with care. Peach trees benefit from an application of balanced fertilizer each spring, but over-fertilizing can lead to excessive leaf growth at the expense of fruit production. It's also important to monitor soil pH and adjust as necessary to maintain a slightly acidic to neutral range, which is ideal for peach trees. Watering remains crucial throughout the life of the peach tree. While mature trees are more drought tolerant than young seedlings, they still require consistent moisture, especially during fruit development. Deep, infrequent watering is more effective than frequent, shallow watering, as it encourages deeper root growth. During dry spells, extra watering may be necessary to ensure the tree remains healthy. Monitoring and protecting the peach tree from pests and diseases is an ongoing task. Common issues like peach leaf curl, brown rot, and various pests can affect the tree's health and fruit production. Implement preventive measures and be prepared to treat issues as they arise, using organic or chemical treatments as appropriate. As the tree matures, expect it to start bearing fruit in about 3 to 4 years after planting. The joy of harvesting your own peaches is a rewarding experience, a culmination of your patience and care. When the fruit starts to ripen, check it regularly, as ripe peaches can quickly become overripe. The timing of the harvest can vary depending on the weather and the tree's environment. The long-term care of a peach tree involves regular pruning, appropriate fertilization, consistent watering, and vigilant pest and disease management. These practices ensure the tree remains healthy, grows strong, and produces bountiful fruit. Growing a peach tree from a seed to a fruit-bearing tree is a testament to the dedication and skill of the gardener. It's a journey of patience and persistence that brings the reward of fresh, homegrown peaches, a sweet testament to the joys of gardening.